What's up, everyone? Tuesday, February 7th, 2017, and it's time to go to work on music. And just doing my best to stay positive at the moment. Just got a lot going on, man. I've been talking about it the last few days, and it's intense, but I'm really doing my best to stay positive, overcome the obstacles and challenges, and just use that negativity to get stronger and be better and just tighten my game. So today's gonna be a good day. Gonna get into some online classwork here momentarily. I'll update you guys on what's going on with that. I'm gonna do some drum work. I'm gonna keep that pretty light today, I think, and then I'm gonna get into some production stuff, which I really want to start cranking on. And because that's often at the end of the session, sometimes that gets a little shortchanged, and I really don't want that to keep happening. Because making music is kind of an important part of being a musician. So why don't we just get right into it? I'll explain as much as I can as we go. Let's do it. Okay, some interesting ideas about stereo spatialization and how sounds get located in the stereo field, which I thought was really interesting. And then just a little bit of Incubus research. I'm kind of getting back into the music business class and diverging from the Beinhorn blog a little bit because, first of all, it's really intense, and second of all, it's sort of like a little tangent from the class I was taking. And while it's really fascinating and interesting, like, I still want to keep making headway with the class itself. So I was getting back into that, and part of that class is asking some friends and people who have heard your music what bands your music reminds them of. And I asked about, I don't know, 5 or 10 people or something, and they each gave me 3 bands, I think. And one of the bands that came up from one person was Incubus, so I'm just doing some genre research on them, just to help me understand my own sound a little bit better, what types of associations people have with me in terms of sonics and just music that they've heard. And it's good to ask non-musicians. I guess it's fine to ask musicians also, but it's good to ask non-musicians because they just have a more um, you know, unbiased opinion. I mean, I guess all opinions about music are biased. What I'm trying to say is, like, they're more representative of most people out there. Like, most people out there aren't musicians. So, at least I haven't seen the stats on that. Maybe more than 50% of all humans are musicians, or maybe my listenership will end up being only musicians, but that just hasn't been the case so far. So I want to get inside the heads of the people who are non-musicians, because obviously I understand the musician perspective, better than most, and I need the other perspective, the perspective that's easy to lose, casual listener. So working through that, gonna hit some drums now, and then move on. All right, guys. Good session overall today. Would have liked it to have been longer. I'm really working on that, and I'm gonna get there. It's just, I don't care if it takes a while. Like, I'm just gonna do it. So what I was just working on there, I took a little break, did some reading from this book called Recording Secrets for the Small Studio, and I'd really recommend Mike Senior's books. Mixing Secrets for the Small Studio is amazing. Recording Secrets for the Small Studio is really great. Um, and I love, they're game changing. If you're like a bedroom producer, or just a solo dude, or if you just want to beef up your skills. I mean, he really does a good job making the material for everyone. But what I was just doing is sketching out some new ideas for a new track. I want to get into writing some new material, and if it turns out that that's kind of a dead end, then I'll just go back to the material I was working on at the end of last year, try to make it as good as possible. But I really want to invest in the quality of these recordings, and I really want to do it to the best of my abilities with the gear and knowledge I have right now. Um, and I want to see where I can take that, and I want to release that record this year. So it's kind of crunch time. Got to make this happen if I'm gonna really do this right. Um, and it just takes time to get it right. So that is what it is. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited to try a different approach and see where that takes me. If nothing, I'm going to learn something from it. Either that my previous approach was good, or that this is the way to go, or that there's some third alternative I haven't even thought of yet. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. I hope you guys are out there grinding towards your goals, working on what's important to you, and investing in yourself and in your own happiness and in the happiness of everyone around you. I'm doing my best to do all those things day in, day out, and it's going to add up. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.